My brief is pretty straightforward. Sikhism from the Punjab to California. So I sat down yesterday and typed out this statement, and sort of the challenge was what to leave out. 15 minutes, so there you go. So let's start with just the basic facts. The Sikhs represent one of the youngest and perhaps the least known of the world's monotheistic traditions. At present, these are the 2011 census. The community comprises around 25 million adherents, 20 million of whom live in the Punjab, a region in the northwest of India. And we were talking about the regions that is very significant. It's northwest and very close to Afghanistan and on the Silk Route. 3 million have their homes in other parts of the Indian subcontinent. During the 20th century, 2 million or so Sikhs fanned out of the subcontinent to settle in countries across Asia, East Africa, Europe, and North America. This steady and significant migration has turned an erstwhile Punjabi ethnic group into a global community, and the Sikh leadership is learning to work out its implications. The nature of relationship between Sikh beliefs and those of the Indic and the Near Eastern religious traditions has so far defied scholarly consensus. In literature available in English, varied attempts have been made to situate Sikh beliefs in the larger Hindu fold, presenting them with an affinity to Islam and through it Christianity and Judaism, and explaining them as an exercise in syncretism between the Hindu and Islamic beliefs. Instead of engaging with these scholarly positions, let me present to you some basic observations about Sikh beliefs and history, and then you yourself can locate the community in the larger layout of religious traditions that you know well. So as far as the Sikhs are concerned, they believe that they follow a revelatory tradition. 10 Sikh leaders, beginning with Nanak, his dates are 1469 to 1539, and ending with Gurinder Singh, 1675 to 1708, that was the period of his leadership, shaped the destiny of the community in its formative phase. The poetic composition believed to manifest the revelation to the Sikhs are collected in the form of an anthology called the Granth, which literally means book. The text moved to the center of authority and became the Guru Granth book, manifested as the Guru, the preceptor, after Gobind Singh's decision to discontinue the institution of personal leadership within the Sikh community. The contents of the Granth define the Sikh way of life, and its text provides the core to Sikh religious and ritual life. As a corollary of this status, Punjabi, the primary language of the Granth, and Gurmukhi, the script in which the compositions are inscribed, are assigned a sacred status too. So, the first detail that we need to remember then is that Sikhs are people of the book. The Sikhs also believe that the lives of the Gurus were part of the revelation, and Sikh history that followed them reflects the divine design. Sikh supplication, recited at the close of congregational worship, constitutes a straight record of the historical memories of the community from its founding to the present day. It expresses gratitude to God. The most frequently used Sikh term is Vaheguru, literally the wonderful sovereign, for showing the community the right path in the past, and its closing Sikhs seek divine blessings in dealing with the current problems facing them. And what is the importance of that? That this divine design unfolded in the Punjab, and they consider the region to be their sacred land. And they successfully created a mythology of being divinely ordained to rule it. Over time, they developed an elaborate sense of sacred geography around the spots associated with the activities of their early leaders and memories of what 18th century literature would say, Sikh blood spilled while fighting for Sikh sovereignty. By mid-18th century, the Sikhs successfully elevated themselves to become the rulers of the Punjab, a position that they lost to the British in the 1840s. The need for the retrieval of Sikh sovereignty is engraved on the communal memory, and this belief took different manifestations during the British rule and after the independence of the subcontinent. So there are people of the book with a very close relationship with the land of the Punjab. So moving on to their theological beliefs, the Sikhs constitute a monotheistic tradition, and this implies that they believe in the unity of God and all that comes with it. This omnipotent, omnipresent, transcendent sovereign brought the creation into being and became immanent within it. So they have their own imprint on what we associate with monotheism. As a result of the belief in divine immanence, the universe is a place of beauty, a lush green meadow where the lives of human beings unfold. God is fully involved in the day-to-day running of the world. The metaphors used are those of a farmer who prepares the field, sows the seed, and waits to see the bloom in human hearts. And the divine activity parallels that of a potter who shapes humans and other figures and enjoys watching the results of this activity in the world. So they have their own imprint, and I remember a graduate student asking me, why wasn't Nanak worried about theodicy? I said, he lived in a beautiful world. He didn't come to Santa Barbara, but the world he lived in was as gorgeous as this. It's the foothill of the Himalayas. As for the humans, they must work on the assumption that the search for and the knowledge of truth are important, but living it out is the paramount goal. And I think the distinction is very clear. The belief in itself would not take you very far. That has to be translated in real action. The spiritual and the temporal aspects of life are thus closely interwoven in the Sikh belief system. For Sikhs, God is the only rightful object of human devotion and prayers, and this experience is expected to translate into activity that unfolds at individual, familial, communal, and social levels. At the personal level, it involves the cultivation of values such as compassion, contentment, duty, effort, humility, service, and the control of the instincts of anger, greed, attachment to the worldly goods, and pride. The cultivation of the individual self leads to a well-pronounced ethics of familial responsibility. A successful human being must work within the context of family and domestic responsibility. And in this conception, Nanak created a significant space for women to establish themselves as useful members of the community and society. And just please remember, we are in the 16th century. Some of my friends would like to present Nanak as the first feminist, but that's really not the point here. Family ethics is further expanded to include one's obligation towards the good of the community, which implies a life of high social commitment. Religious life demands the qualities of hard work as well as sharing the fruit of one's labor with others. Though humility is a virtue, it must be dignified humility. A life without dignity is worse than death, as one must command the respect of others. Nanak's ideal human being is a productive and well-respected member of the community. Ultimately, Nanak believes that human beings are required to relate to the society at large as well as the natural world around them as part of the divine creation. all people, irrespective of their color and features, are related and should have respect for each other and sensitivity towards nature in general.